Well, hello and welcome to Harriman, Utah for the second leg of the MLS Next Pro Invitational for Real Monarchs. They welcome in TSG Hoffenheim U23s, and Real Monarchs looking to go 2-0 against European competition in the second annual MLS Next Pro Invitational. And the last match for Real Monarchs was a 2-1 come-from-behind victory against Crystal Palace under 21s, and they scored both of those goals in the second half. And so Emerson Olave excited about having another chance to play European opposition. And for TSG Hoffenheim, they have already done well in their trip here to the United States. They won over Colorado, who is one of the top teams in the Western Conference. They defeated them 1-0 last week on July 18th. Abdul Kamara scored the go-ahead goal for Hoffenheim. So as we now look at the starting 11 for Real Monarchs, they send out a 4-3-3, and already mentioned some of those scores. Have to highlight Bertin Jakobsen. He had one of the goals against Crystal Palace. Somebody coming off the bench will be Owen Anderson. He had the go-ahead goal in that come-from-behind victory over Crystal Palace. And there's a lot of excellent pieces on this side, whether it's Dairon Iskenderun, and Iskenderun will be in the midfield for Real Monarchs. He scored against Minnesota United FC 2 in their last road win. Now looking at Hoffenheim, they send out a 4-5-1, and in the starting lineup, the man to watch out for is Andu Kaladi. 8 goals to lead the team. He's also second most in regards to minutes for this side. He'll be on the left side for Hoffenheim, and his work rate is extremely high for Hoffenheim. And so he will be somebody that Real Monarchs will have to key in on if they'd like to make it 2-0. Of course, last year, Real Monarchs was a part of the MLS Next Pro Invitational, and they split with Chelsea, a 2-2 draw, and then had a 2-0 victory over Wolves under 23s last season. So it's about that time. We're now about to see the national anthem.
Please remain standing for the playing of the Star-Spangled Banner.
Well, now it's time for some football here in Harriman, Utah at Zions Bank Stadium.
And now the starting
Hoffenheim
lineup for TSG
in
Hoffenheim.
all whites
Midfielder,
jerseys with the
number
blue
6,
numbers,
Valentin
and
Vlasic.
the home side
In
in
goal, number 34,
Real Monarchs
Lucas
in navy blue
Peterson.
tops, navy blue bottoms with
Defender,
white
number
numbers.
27,
And
Luis Scholz.
Coach
Defender,
Olave,
number 25,
in talking about the
Alexi
elevation of USA
Conley.
Soccer, had some
Defender,
really
number
keen
24,
things to say. There's so many
Lucas
international players
Mata.
all over the
Defender,
league,
number
so
2,
you can learn from
Felix
others and implement
Hoffman.
so many
Midfielder,
different
number
things from
16,
your side, and that's why
Andre
playing
Galati.
not only European
Midfielder,
competition,
number
but just
14,
playing as many people as
Adam
possible
Boyer.
outside of
Midfielder,
MLS
number
sides
9, Nick
can do
Vucevic.
wonders for your team.
Midfielder, number 8,
And
Frederic
for a guy like Coach Olave, who
And attack,
played
number 20,
professionally
Simon
and played at the
Kalambati.
highest level,
The
he
head
knows the
coach
importance of learning from others, but also
Hoffenheim
taking on
is
top
Vincent
competition.
Adler.
Hoffenheim, of course, playing in the 4th league in Germany, and their first
now
and
the
top
starting
team
lineup for
plays
your
in the
Real
Bundesliga,
Monarchs.
which is the top team in the top
Midfielder, number 33,
league in
Moses
Germany.
Nyman.
And an interesting
In goal,
note,
number 57, Fernando Delgado.
Hoffenheim as a
Defender,
club
number 86,
goes all the way back to
Ken Mandelbo.
1899,
44,
124
Bobby
years of
Defender,
existence,
number 42,
but they started
Miller
as a
Story.
gymnastics
Defender,
club.
number 22, Delence Pierre. Midfielder,
Forward
number
we go
55,
to 1945
Anthony
when
Arias Sinclair.
they are in their
Midfielder,
current
number
form
41,
as a soccer team,
Darren
and
Iskandarian.
they had a former
Attack,
player
number
get behind
72,
them in regards
Xavier
to
Gozo.
funds.
Attacker, number 27,
Things just kind of elevated from
Burton
there
Jefferson.
for Hoffenheim.
Attacker number
So
23, Elijah
for
Paul.
Real Monarchs,
And the head coach
as
of
a
the
second team
Real
side,
Monarchs
founded
is
back in
Anderson
2014,
Olave.
so a little less history, but still positive, playing in the second tier in the United States, winning the championships in 17 and 19. So Real Monarchs has some winning history themselves to go along with Hoffenheim. And now the two teams meet here in the MLS Next Pro Invitational. European sides have 2 wins coming into this match. Wrexham defeated LA Galaxy, and of course, Hoffenheim defeated Colorado last week. The lone team to get a win against European opposition was Real Monarchs. And now they have a chance to do it again here at home. We're off. Real Monarchs taking on Hoffenheim U23s here in the MLS Next Pro Invitational. We had a weather delay, and so happy that everyone is safe. Ready for some action. As the ball rolls out, a throw-in upcoming. One thing to watch out for early on in this match is the defensive pressure that Hoffenheim will put on Real Monarchs outside of teams in Next Pro, maybe like a St. Louis that has a high pressing style. Salt Lake has not seen a side with the defensive fury that Hoffenheim possesses. So once they lose the ball in Hoffenheim, watch how quickly they win the ball back. And if you are Real Monarchs, how can you play with pace to ensure that you don't give the ball up quickly? Xavier Gozo can't keep that ball in. Schmall held up, and And a free kick now for Hoffenheim. So much history, more than a century's worth. Lucas Mazag awaits the throw-in. He's on the ball now. All the way to Alexis Carnier. And Frederick Small under some pressure. And Temi Arias. Also watch out for Real Monarchs and how they put the pressure on. They'll come out with a lot of fury here at home. Have a chance to set themselves up for a nice run to wind down the MLS Next Pro season. Currently sitting lower in the Western Conference table. Wins spark a lot of things. This ball slipped in and picked up by Fernando Delgado, the goalkeeper for Real Monarchs in his 3rd season. He spent time with the U17s in Mexico at the national level. That ball rolls out for a throw. Felix Hagman ready to deliver it in. Nick Del Greco doesn't believe anything should come from that. Iskandarin. Now a dangerous ball back to the middle. Lost out by Real Monarchs. Jakobsen keeps his eyes up. Converged on by 2 defenders, and the contact will earn him a restart. Mentioned Bertin Jakobsen has scored some goals recently at a brace versus Portland in that 3-2 victory on the road. Monarchs putting some pressure. And now the ball free. This is Simone Kalamai, but coming off his line was Delgado to clear it away. Simone Kalambai with excellent speed for Hoffenheim. Ball back with the goalkeeper, Luca Peterson. Around now. First level broken by Hoffenheim. Hagman sends it central. And now a necessary stop by Maglagov. And that really cleaned out the attack. But Hoffenheim doing a great job early of working from side, then to the middle, and then spraying it out wide. Have not seen a cross just yet, but can tell how they want to attack the Monarchs. Jakobsen comes in central, but taken off the ball by Felix Hagman. Monarchs win it back. Oof. What an excellent idea from Xavier Gozo as he span and passed at the same time. Would have been a highlight, no doubt, if Elijah Paul could have found himself on the end of it. Kalambayi works back, but it's taken away by Arias. Direct ball over the top. Too much power behind it. As Bertin Jakobsen, the Frenchman, was free. How will Real Monarchs attempt to break down the back line of Hoffenheim? Strolli back to the goalkeeper, and Delgado will clear things out for him. Top to bottom for the Real Monarchs. You can look back to how young this side has been. Coach Olave understanding that the team was going to be young, as now right off the post, Adam Welly took the shot. It looks like there's a point to the spot. Taking the worst of it was Fernando Delgado. And let's see this again. Something now brewing as the ball dropped in. And the foul is going to go on Fernando Delgado. He's still down. And because of the contact on Adam Welly, he will have a penalty. So Fernando Delgado, in his third season with Real Monarchs, and he is down right now after running into Adam Mueli, who was right on the shoulder of Bobby Pierre when the pass was made over the top. Mueli made his way forward. Pierre was raising his hands as if he felt there would be an offside call. And Delgado racing towards the ball, did not make contact with the ball as it was chipped over him. And now Mueli will take the penalty. And on the end of it, a yellow card for Fernando Delgado. But what's most important now is the health of Delgado. He will be helped up. And we shall see if he will be in net to take or to defend this penalty.
Yellow card caution, number 57, Monarchs, Fernando Delgado.
Phoenix, Arizona native trying to walk off whatever ailment he drew because of the contact. And really looks like he wants to continue. But hoping he continues with the necessary agility to stop this penalty. The duel is set. Walele and Delgado. Here in the 13th minute, no score. Walele, yes! Puts it in. And Hoffenheim takes a 1-0 lead on top of Real Monarchs. Just a very confident penalty.
Oppenheimer goal, number 14.
The slow down, and then as soon as it was time to let loose, power low and away from the goalkeeper. And Hoffenheim takes the lead here early on. Eerily similar to the match that Real Monarchs played against Crystal Palace. The goal was scored in the 13th minute, and we all know how that went. So Real Monarchs not going to be afraid, but this is a different animal than Hoffenheim because of how they play defensively. Ball quickly won back for the away side. Lele back. Now Carnier. Lasik, as the Monarchs again try to turn up the heat a bit. Wonderful ball over the top. Now Bryden Butcher. He loses out on the ball. Excellent defense from Arias. Here's where things get dicey, the counter press. How can the Monarchs handle the counter press? Fernando Delgado cannot continue. That means that Derek Chan will come on.
Real Monarchs leading the game, Fernando Delgado. Entering the game, number 81, Derek Chan.
So Chan comes on. Delgado, who was in the collision. And Chan now will play the rest of this match. The ball pinballs around off the heads of Monarchs players. Now some space opening up. Iskenderun switches the point of attack. But Xavier Gozo cannot keep it in. Chan's first touch. Finds Jakobsen. Monarchs trying to continue on the ball, but airtight defense from Hoffenheim. Lasig is pushed down from behind. And Moses Nyman, the man that commits the foul. The quick restart. Hagman with some space. Sends in the ball. Left. Now all the way around. Excellent passing. Kalambayi sends in the cross. And the ball drops right inside the 18 and is cleared away. So under a bit of duress here inside the first 20 minutes, especially for a side like Hoffenheim. You expect for them the first 15 minutes to feel out the match. They found their goal in the 13th minute off a penalty. And now are feeling very comfortable on the ball. Carnier back to his goalkeeper, Peterson. Now all the way around to the wide side of the field. Elijah Paul puts on the pressure. Now Alexi Carnier forward to Felix Hagman. Excellent slip. The right idea, looking for Nick Breitenbucher, but it was well out in front. For Hoffenheim, they're not the only team here on a U.S. tour. Teams like Chelsea, Wrexham, and Crystal Palace all here. Chelsea not a part of this tour. In the MLS Next Pro Invitational, but Chelsea did play Wrexham in North Carolina, and they won 5-0. Wrexham themselves put a bit of a hurting on LA Galaxy 2, 4-0. But Rob McElhaney tweeted out on yesterday his thanks just for LA to allow them to play in that friendly. Wrexham has many matches left in their USA tour. They'll go on to play Philadelphia and Crystal Palace here in the MLS Next Pro Invitational. Have another match. They'll take on Vancouver Whitecaps 2. A foul on Kalambayi. Now Monarchs will look to attack. Wonderfully done by Akasin to continue forward. Lays it off for Delence Pierre. His cross. Was called offside. Once again, Kalambayi showing the speed, but Pierre with enough power to push him off the ball. Bobby Pierre unhappy with the assistant referee on his side. Probably not pleased because Malele was deemed onside when he ended up earning that penalty. Not easily done, but well executed for Real Monarchs. Arias makes his pass all the way to the right side. Arias back on the ball now. Joining the attack is Bobby Pierre. Jakasin slips forward, drops it in, but Elijah Paul was behind that pass. Real Monarchs finding their way into this match here in the 23rd minute. 1-0 scoreline. Hoffenheim scoring on the penalty back in the 13th minute. Pierre stays on the ball. Sends it wide out to the right, but not enough touch on the pass. But did well enough to ensure a breakaway did not come about. Mulele is brought down from behind. The Real Monarchs, 6 wins coming into today in MLS Next Pro play. Of course, got the win against Crystal Palace in come from behind fashion. And their 6 wins ties their output from last season. And in talking with Coach Olave at the beginning of this year, he mentioned that the team last season was figuring things out early on in the year, but they had a strong finish to the season, picking up wins on the road and against tough competition. And so wanted to bring that same fury coming into this year. And have had moments mentioned their win against Portland. Also played very well against Minnesota, a team that is currently above the playoff line in the Western Conference. So Real Monarchs can compete. And that's obvious how they competed against Crystal Palace in their last match. Right now it's just going to be putting it together. Numbers going towards the box here for this deep free kick. Lifted in and quickly headed away. Second ball drops for Hoffenheim. And being too cute was Alexi Carnier. So a deep throw in for Real Monarchs. Jakobsen converged on by 3 different defenders. Nothing he could do there. Ball back to the middle, and Masig all the way out wide. Stupendous idea there for the direct ball over the top for Bryden Butcher, and he just hasn't been able to completely shake free here today. He's made the right runs. The balls haven't dropped to him as he would hoped. Now here's a giveaway. Big tackle, and that's going to be a free kick. So the man that went down was the leading goal scorer, Andu Kaladi. Tackle being made by Anthony Arias. And now a chance for Hoffenheim from a pretty deep distance. Frederick Schmall and Adam Mulele stand behind this free kick. Derek Chan, who has come on for the injured Bernardo Delgado in goal, setting his men outside the 18. Ball comes quickly, then dropped off. So a play off the training ground, unsuccessful for Hoffenheim. Now this ball is booted into the air. Brought down by Peterson, showing off his ability. And Bobby Pierre, not the worst idea, trying to catch Luca Peterson off his line. But he was well aware. Sieg lifts it deep And that has also been how Hoffenheim has tried to really attack Real Monarchs. Both sides trying direct balls over the top. And Arias, after being spinned around like a top, will earn a free kick. Well, for a win, the Real Monarchs is going to take multiple goals. And right now, a break for Hoffenheim. This is the goal scorer, Mulele, outside the 18. Sends it right into the grip of Derek Chan. Right here, had some space on the end line. And if it's hit with a little less pace, the near post is definitely attacked. In the background, in the distance here in Harriman, Utah, some fireworks going off. They're finishing the point on what it's going to take for Real Monarchs. They have scored multiple goals in 2 of their last 6 matches. That's what it would take if they wanted to go undefeated against European competition here in the MLS Next Pro Invitational. Hagman, Schmall, Lasigue, Carnier, and a miss. So now this is Scholes. He is considered offside. So a free kick upcoming for Real Monarchs. 30th minute. Real Monarchs have had one build up that was a bit troubling for Hoffenheim, but other than that, the defense that we expected from the German side has traveled across the ocean. Mulele looking for Kalambai, but it's out off a Monarchs player. Hoffenheim. Right at Chan. Derek Chan sends a big ball forward. Elijah Paul fighting with 2 defenders. Cannot corral it. The ball switches all the way back, and Pierre just taps it out. Throw in. And Pierre heads it forward. One move. Lens Pierre keeps it in possession. Another big ball over the top. Kept in. The cross. And Duran Iskenderun puts the first shot on frame for Real Monarchs. Just got to tap to it. And all you have to do in those situations sometimes is just change the trajectory of the ball. It was on target, but Luca Peterson was there and grabbed it confidently. Lasigue, the captain, scored 1 goal on the year. Throw in coming now for Real Monarchs as they're starting to put together some spells of possession in the Hoffenheim end. Darren, a tap back. The ball out, so the throw in now once again for the Monarchs. Elijah Paul surrounded. And now a counter opportunity for Hoffenheim. Lasigue attempts to move it central. Bobby Pierre, who is such a great defender, was right there for it. And Pierre has a profile that you love from a center back. Big, tall, strong. Delens Pierre, back to Bobby. As this ball trickles out. One thing that Real Monarchs is happy about is just hosting the Invitational. Coach Olave saying it's just important and impressed with bringing these teams in. It's a learning process for all of us. And with such a young team in their second season in Next Pro play, no experience better than what they have right now. Mulele was inside the 18 but tracked back. Onside is Brian Butcher over the top. Did not know if that was a shot or a pass. It was very dangerous, and it ends up being out for a goal kick. Brian Butcher just found some space for the run at the back post and just missed timing on the back end. So Real Monarchs going to be happy that this match is not 2-0 after that ball just fluttered up over Derek Chan with no one at the back post. Comeback is going to be necessary for Real Monarchs. They can just look back as far as their last match when asked about the mentality necessary to come back. Look back to the Crystal Palace match. And the mentality was so important, they approached the game the right way to make the comeback. This ball slipped forward, and Mulele, not enough wheels to track that ball down. Hoffenheim now getting close on these counter-attack attempts. They have plenty of pace in the front line, whether it's with Simone Kalambayi or Adam Mulele. So the back line for Real Monarchs has to be careful that they're not caught off or out of position. We again see the counter press from Hoffenheim. Thinking about Hoffenheim as a squad, Colorado Rapids 2 was a team that had only been shut out once this season in Next Pro play. They lead the league in goals scored. After the giveaway, Hoffenheim wins the ball back. But finishing the point on the Hoffenheim defense, Colorado Rapids, too, known for its scoring ability. They have one of the top scorers in the league in Yosuke Hanya, 10 goals on the year. Remy Cabral, another one of the top scorers in the league. And Oliver Larraz, excellent not only scoring but assisting. And they were shut down a bit by this Hoffenheim side. And a similar showing right now. Iskandarian. Been a difference maker recently. Has goals against St. Louis and against Minnesota United FC too. Pierre cannot make his way around the defender. Chan well out of goal. And Coach Olave saying he has plenty of time and just cleans the ball out. This bouncing ball is free. Ball headed forward. And able to track it down was Moses Nyman. Strolai. Paul pushed a bit. Iskandarian lays it off. Now out wide to Pierre. Elijah Paul squaring up. But you see the defense, how dastardly it can be for Hoffenheim. Always in position. Have not been outflanked here today at all. They always have men behind the ball and multiple men converging once it seems like it might get a little dangerous. Sieg. And now Kalambai can't make the turn. This is Jakobsen. Works back central, but his pass is taken away by the captain, Valentin Lasigue. Mulele holds things up. And again, no rush for Hoffenheim, who is in the lead. This is a tough part for Real Monarchs. They are third least in the league in regards to average possession. So they are often not on the ball. Only possess the ball 43% of the time. So have to find a way to earn possession and then put passes together to put pressure on Hoffenheim. Now to Mulele. Kaladi is there. Into his path, but Derek Chan answers the call, and a corner for Hoffenheim. As we saw that developing, he had a goal scorer and the most consistent goal scorer on the side in the same area. And so Derek Chan was ready. Now a corner. Frederick Schmall. Schmall sends it in. An out-swinging ball will bounce. Corralled by Bryden Boucher. Carnier can't do anything with it, but the ball will roll out for Hoffenheim. Possession will stay with the away side. We're here in the 44th minute. Do expect some stoppage time with the injury to Fernando Delgado. But this has been a pretty textbook defensive half from Hoffenheim. The first team plays in the Bundesliga. Their first year in the Bundesliga, finished in 7th place. Hoffenheim has had success not only in the Bundesliga but also in the UEFA Champions League. Their highest finish in the Bundesliga was 3rd back in the 2017-2018 season. Now the second team looking for another goal against Real Monarchs. Mulele. Now the shot picked up by Derek Chan. The ball moves central. The first man missed. Kalambai was ready, but neither put enough power on the ball to challenge Derek Chan. Elijah Paul lets this roll out, and it will be a corner here on the back end of the first half for Real Monarchs. The fourth official announcing a minimum of 2 minutes of stoppage time.
The fourth official has indicated that a minimum of 2 minutes will be added to the first half.
And Real Monarchs not in any rush to take this corner, hoping it's the final chapter of this first half. Ball coming near post, and we'll take a bounce inside the 18 and we'll roll out. So a throw in for Real Monarchs. Arias will hand it to his teammate, Bertin Jakasen, who will continue the carousel. The throw in will come from Delens Pierre. After the giveaway, Jakasen can't slither through. Iskandarian turning. Hoffenheim does so well to keep the ball in possession. And Bobby Pierre is whistled for the foul. So under control, no nerves in that deep corner. Those are little things that may not end up on the stat sheet, but just showcase the quality of this German side. The first half comes to a close. Hoffenheim with the lead 1-0 on top of Real Monarchs. But this side has come from behind in this MLS Next Pro Invitational, so make sure you stick with us for the second half. It's been a busy week so far in the world of MLS and MLS Next Pro. Prior to the MLS All-Star Game, 4 selected goalkeepers from MLS Next Pro were tasked with bringing back Goalie Wars. Here's Samar Perez with the recap.
I'm Samara Perez with MLS Next Pro, coming to you from Washington, D.C., and this is the 2023 Goalie Wars.
4 MLS Next Pro goalkeepers, 90 seconds on the clock to outscore your opponent. Only one will be crowned champion. Kicking things off, Huntsville City FC's Ben Martino and Crown Legacy FC's Isaac Walker, who shows off his throwing skills. His mom loves it. Isaac wins the battle of expansion team keepers. Next, Austin FC 2's Damian Laws versus Dynamo 2's Xavier Valdez. He's down by 2 with 15 seconds left, but then
big chance for Xavier Valdez.
You can see the fatigue starting to set in with both of these goalkeepers, though, because this is a session that they're putting on.
At the buzzer.
MLS legend Nick Rimando hyped on the sidelines. We've got overtime where Damian's forced to win the Texas faceoff and advances to meet Isaac in the final. 2001 Goalie Wars champ Joe Cannon ready to hand off the belt. Speaking of cannons, Isaac showing off his to get off to an early lead, which he could hold on to with seconds remaining. But then another crazy finish.
Hey, Isaac Walker can just kind of salt this away. He's going to, I think, isn't he? He knows the time. Damian Lass has got to go quick.
Oh,
does he get it?
Oh my goodness.
The crowd is stunned. We've got overtime once again. Isaac Walker keeps his focus and throws it past Damian for the win. And look at him. He's fired up. He's ready for the championship belt. Joe Cannon gives it to him and also gave him some great advice earlier.
He took our advice to a T. We said it's really close. You got to throw it. Try to find the corners. Be very accurate, because at the very least, you're going to get the other goalkeeper tired, and that will open things up. He did that.
And the icing on the cake, Isaac gets to share this moment with his family.
How about this? How about this? How about this? Come on now.
And that's a wrap. After a long hiatus, Goalie Wars made its return, and it did not disappoint. We had some thrilling rounds, some going into overtime, and in the end, it was Isaac Walker from Crown Legacy FC who takes home the championship belt. That's it from us from here in Washington, D.C. I'm Samara Perez signing off. We hope to see you again next year.
Well, what a fantastic competition in Goalie Wars. And after the event, Samar caught up with the new champion, Crown Legacy's Isaac Walker.
What's up, everyone? We are joined by Isaac Walker of Crown Legacy, and now 23 Goalie Wars champion. How do you feel?
I feel amazing. I mean, this was my goal going into it, and yeah, I stuck it out, and I'm bringing this thing home to Charlotte. I'm so happy.
Amazing. What was the most difficult part?
Yeah, you know, it's making the 90 seconds seems a lot longer than just 90 seconds, you know, and sticking it out and making the saves, but also being accurate with your throws. Yeah, that was most difficult. So.
You got the chance to talk to one of the Goalie Wars champions, Joe Cannon. What advice did he give you?
He was actually the one who told me to go with the throw, and it helped out. And he was telling me, be accurate, you can take your time, slow the pace down a little bit, and I did just that, and he won. I guess he knows the thing or two, huh? Yeah?
For you, what was going through your mind on that last play, and what was your strategy on that?
On the last play, well, I was a little bit disappointed he scored. He scored buzzer beater last second. I was like, oh my gosh, we're going to overtime. But it missed in the first overtime, so I was like, in my head, just score this and you win the belt. And so I took a deep breath, focused on my accuracy, and luckily put it in.
Isaac, you had the support of your family here. What does that mean to you?
Oh my God, it's awesome. They're so supportive. It's great to have family here in DC. It means the world to me, and yeah, I'm so glad they get to share this with me.
Who do you dedicate this championship belt to?
I dedicate it to Charlotte, Crown Legacy, Charlotte FC. It's coming home. Super excited to be a part of that organization, and yeah, I can't wait to bring it home and show all the guys.
Amazing. Congratulations once again.
Awesome. Thank you so much.
Well, stay tuned. Next week, we'll show you some of the behind-the-scenes footage and some of the competition footage with special cameras our goalies were wearing. during the All-Star Challenge. Well, the next Pro Invitational concludes in Salt Lake City tomorrow night with Vancouver Whitecaps facing Crystal Palace U21 at 10 p.m. Eastern Time. In other international friendlies, Wrexham AFC faced off against LA Galaxy 2 Saturday night, and Wrexham now heads east to face Philadelphia Union 2 in the hometown of celebrity co-owner Rob McElhenney on Friday, July 28th. These matches will air exclusively on MLSNextPro.com. Michelle has been in Salt Lake covering the MLS Next Pro Invitational, and she looks back at the best from Matchday 17 with this week's edition of The Spotlight.
Matchday 17 was one for the record books. I'm Michelle Montaigne, giving you your guys in the spotlight here from Salt Lake City. We got to start with your MLS Next rising star, Union 2's Luciano Sanchez. Now, this is not his first time winning the award. It actually comes just 2 weeks after his first MLS Next rising star recognition. Sanchez has earned a reputation as a late goal specialist. Well, in Union 2's game against Red Bulls 2, his goal in the 84th minute clinched his team's 7th win of the season. And we told you we're here in Salt Lake City. Well, so is your MLS Next Pro Player of the Match Day for Week 17. Rapids 2's Oliver Larraz earned the honor for his exceptional performance against the home team here in Utah, Real Monarchs. He not only scored a goal right before half, he also provided a beautiful assist to Remy Cabral. And while Larraz was a nominee for Best Goal of the Match Day, the honor actually went to the teammate of Sanchez. Union 2's Jeremy Raffanello launched a rocket off a high ball header and sailed it right over the heads of everyone that stood between him and the back of the net. Raffanello slightly edged out OCB's Wilfredo Rivera with a 48 to 45% margin. And speaking of Orlando City B, they are your team of the match day for Week 17. Despite going down a man, the Central Florida squad mounted a brilliant comeback against Atlanta United 2 with just 10 men on the pitch. It concluded with Rivera's game winner that was undeniably one of the most shocking goals you'll see all season. Congratulations to all of our players in the spotlight this week. Trust me when I tell you we'll have a lot to choose from next week with all of the MLS Next Pro action coming to you from Salt Lake City and from Washington, D.C. I'm Michelle Montaigne. We'll see you soon.
Well, we roll right along here in halftime. TSG Hoffenheim U23s up 1-0 on top of Real Monarchs. Now it's time to take a look at the highlights from another crazy Sunday in MLS Next Pro. Here they are. Abeda Reda taps it in. An opportunity. Cuts in. The shot. Pumped home. Antonoglu. Catavolo. Lays it off. Walks by the goalkeeper. Stefanovic lifts it back in. Excellent from the home side. Felipe Valencia working the wrong way. Ball lost. This is Walks with numbers in the box. Right to him. Bong! By a goal in the first. Batiste wants a goal for himself, and he has at it. Turn, Altabelli has it blocked away. The second chance, bullets it home.
Ty Marshall starting lineup, and notice on the left, only 4 substitutes available for this game. His previous game, a loss at Philadelphia. 4 changes to the starting lineup. Boston University, so the Horton name. Next line in the legacy is almost a huge mistake here, and the opener gifted to New York. This is one of those games where neither team really wanted the bulk of possession. And here's Stitz playing in Horton, and that's going to be a red card. Pulled down from behind is Jaden Reed, and Reed is off. Laid back for Shapiro Thompson. Slips it in here for Mascara. Mascara puts it across, and Sabufu puts it in. And then hosting TFC midweek before the match against Columbus. But for tonight, they'll focus on this one.
Now let's look at the starting 11 for Benny Fallhaber and his side with Sporting Kansas City 2. They're 4-3-3. Now North Texas free a bit. Avayevu slips it backwards. The cross slipped in. Oh my goodness! Enzo Maurice. Back to Draper. Cruz onside. Antonio Carrera trying to keep the score level. He cannot. Josh Cohen cashes in on the mistake from North Texas. Still a chance for North Texas. Rose, Avayevu. And that's the last of it here at Choctaw Stadium. Well, here's what the MLS Next Pro Invitational looks like right now. You can see, of course, Colorado falling to Hoffenheim. And Real Monarchs, the lone team to get a win against European competition. Still to come, Crystal Palace will take on Whitecaps FC on Tuesday. And Philadelphia Union welcomes in Wrexham AFC on Friday. But now it's time to see how the first half went down. Hoffenheim with the 1-0 lead, and they were pretty pristine. Here's where the penalty came about. You can see Adam Mulele, he was unhappy that he missed the chip. Fernando Delgado went down injured after the collision, and Mulele closed in on the goal from the spot. And Hoffenheim took the 1-0 lead on top of Real Monarchs. And that's where we stand right now. Mulele once again was free. This cross was right at Derek Chan, who has come in for Fernando Delgado. That hit very difficult, but Duran Escandarin almost made it 1-1. And lastly, what looked like a really key chance as Nick Breidenbucher put it up, but it went out. Hoffenheim has had more possession and has been more pristine here in this first half. And it's tough for a Real Monarch side that usually struggles in possession. And they had just 38% of it and just one shot, one on target in that first half. So as we prepare for the second half, the questions that arise are, can Real Monarchs find a way to keep possession and really put some pressure on Hoffenheim, or will it look similar to the first half with Hoffenheim and how they defend? And when I tell you Hoffenheim did so well in defense, it really doesn't do it justice how difficult things were for Real Monarchs in that first half. For Real Monarchs, they do have multiple players that can make a difference, whether it is Elijah Paul, Bertin Jakobsen, or Duran Escandarin. And those are the guys that they'll be looking for here in this second half, as the fireworks are off in the distance. There have been fireworks all across Harriman, Utah. Here at the stadium, it's Pioneer Day. Taking on a team in Hoffenheim that has a long-standing history. We talked about how far this club goes back. Its beginnings back in the year 1899. And it really rose to success when Dietmar Hopp returned to the club of his youth as a financial backer. He's the co-founder of the software firm SAP, which is across the jerseys for Hoffenheim. And the side has just grown from prominence. They started in one of the lower leagues in Germany and made their way all the way to the top, to the Bundesliga, and have not looked back. Have finished top 5 in the league. Their first year they finished 7th. Their best finish has been 3rd in the league. Hoffenheim because of how well they played. Here's what MLS Next Pro has next. Tomorrow night, Vancouver Whitecaps will take on Crystal Palace U21 at 10 p.m. Eastern Time. And in other friendlies, more European sides, of course, playing in the MLS Next Pro Invitational. Wrexham will take on Philadelphia Union this Friday. And all these matches will air exclusively on MLSNextPro.com. Real Monarchs in the navy blue tops, navy blue bottoms with white numbers. And Hoffenheim in the white tops, white bottoms with blue numbers. Here on the road, but looking to make it 2-0 themselves here in their USA Tour in the MLS Next Pro Invitational. They got the win against Colorado 1-0 last week, and they have looked very good here in this first half. Now we start the second half. Hoffenheim quickly on the ball. Monarchs trying to break through this pressure. Iskandarian. For Real Monarchs, Luis Riviera comes on for Delens Pierre. Now up top is Frederick Schmall. Sends it into the box. The ball laid off. Coming around now. Just enough done defensively. Now this big hit by Felix Hagman is blocked away. And that will be a foul in behind. Real Monarchs will have the restart. For Hoffenheim, a couple subs have come in. Nicholas Sorensen and David Makwa, along with Ian Werner. The goal scorer coming off, and Adam Alele, Simon Kalambayi, and Lucas Mazag all off. Still of note for Hoffenheim, Andu Kaladi. Second most minutes on this team. We've said his name once or twice. He hasn't really been the biggest difference maker, but he's always a threat for Hoffenheim. 2 goals away from double digits this season. Zog out to Kaladi. Tries to slip it towards the man centrally. Schultz. Now the pendulum swings off to the right for Hoffenheim, and it's out for a throw. In the first half, Hoffenheim dominated the possession, more than 60% of it. And here through the first 5 minutes, similar. And that domination of the possession was really because of how excellent they were in regards to passing, just like this. And a goal kick now for Real Monarchs. But there was a spell of possession in the back defensively where Hoffenheim looked like they were closed down and were about to give the ball up in the deep corner. But played 1, 2, 3 passes out of it. And it just shows you the quality that this club possesses and how difficult it's going to be for Real Monarchs. Derek Chan heads that forward. Bobby Pierre boots it away. And the ball will trickle out for a deep throw-in. Schultz, the throw in. David Makwa loses his footing here on the pitch. When asked about the stage for Real Monarchs, Thomas and Alave shared that to see different levels is extremely important. Seeing different guys physically, speed is just important for growth. And such a young team in Real Monarchs to play this type of competition. The speed was very visible for guys like Kalambai and Malele for Hoffenheim. Now a push from behind. Pierre is whistled for the foul. So Frederick Schmall stands behind this free kick. Now joining him is Louis Schultz. The service, and Bobby Pierre, the biggest man in the box, heads it away. A corner now coming for Hoffenheim. Trotting over to take the corner kick will be Frederick Schmall. Outswinging ball. The bicycle was unsuccessful. But no shortage of creativity for this German side. Schmall quickly throws it in to Felix Hagman. But Iskandaren with the pilfer. Iskandaren is completely brought down from behind, and that will warrant a caution. And the first yellow shown to a member of Hoffenheim. So Felix Hagman is the man shown the yellow card.
Yellow card caution number 2, Oppenheim.
Pierre to Strolai. And again, another foul. This one going on the captain, Valentin Lasigue, the 20-year-old. Ball moves central. Back out for Arias. Now Pierre looks to go over the top. Elijah Paul. The first one there, and now it's out for a throw-in. 10 minutes into the second half. And Real Monarchs looking to make their first dent in the possession stats here. Quick throw in to Paul, turning, and it's out for a corner kick. So the home side working station to station, and now have a set piece to put pressure on Hoffenheim. Elijah Paul, definitely a target. Bobby Pierre, a target as well, and coming into the box, the defender Keller Strolai, as they all crowd the goalkeeper. Ball put high into the air. Pierre, definitely the intended target, but it will roll out for a goal kick. Now something brewing here for Real Monarchs. Excellent ball in. The cross comes tight. And it's taken care of by Ian Werner. Elijah Paul was racing in as he was coming towards it, but Werner just dived right on it. Werner boots this away. The ball won for a moment by Hoffenheim. And after very handsy play by David Mwakwa, Real Monarchs will have a restart. When thinking about the young players that Real Monarchs possess, and thinking about the academy, the head coach saying we go day by day. Some guys have been here since the beginning of the facility, which is nice to see. Of course, with the addition of the new training facility here for the home side. And it's just a chance to continue to grow what is Real Salt Lake. And Coach Olave, who's well known in regards to his time at Real Salt Lake, and has a lot of pride for this organization. All the adjustments, all the additions for a side that has been around since 2014. And Pierre with some scrappy play again defensively. Lasigue. And he's upended. And that will be a yellow card. The leg was out.
Yellow card caution in the 60th minute of play. Real Monarchs, number 55, Anthony Arias Sinclair.
Arias Sinclair picks up the yellow card. We're here now in the 61st minute. Only one goal scored in this match. Came back in the 13th, the penalty by Adam Ulele.
Hoffenheim, the substitution. Leaving the match is number 16.
So 2 men now coming on. The leading goal scorer will come off in Kaladi, and the man that scored the goal against Colorado will enter in Abdul Kamara. And then Oche Obiogumu will come on to this match. The man that goes off is Frederick Schmall. So you often see in these USA tours a lot of men coming on for the European sides. Gives them a chance to play against different competition. And with such a deep roster, a chance for a lot of new opportunities. And talking about Hoffenheim, not only firepower on the pitch, as Andu Kaladi goes off now, but Abdul Kamara coming on. But the defensive ability never drops off. Play held up for a moment. Nice idea, looking for Elijah Paul. And now Magladov to the middle, and Sinclair. Strolai. Magladov again. Slips it right in for Gozo. He runs out of space. Bogarde. And now Kamara looking to get on the ball, and because of the push, play will stop. Mention the other matches that will be coming later on this week. Wrexham taking on Philadelphia after their 4-0 win versus LA Galaxy 2. Crystal Palace also be in action. And they'll take on Vancouver. Whitecaps 2. We have a foul here on the pitch. And a yellow card now shown. So the booking starting to add up a bit for Hoffenheim. And Elijah Paul will take his time trying to walk this off.
Hoffenheim number 9, Nick Breitenbucher.
Nick Breidenbucher receiving the yellow card. Strolai. Pass to defenders. His back heel might have sprung his team free. But now Xavier Gozo just forces the ball out. Quick throw in now, Magladov. Iskenderun. Aria Sinclair. So ready for a throw in right now. Players looking around. And the word is that we have moved into another weather delay.
The match has again been temporarily suspended for the safety of everyone.
And so with the advisory,
Please seek shelter
we will take a break.
in your
We will
car
keep you updated.
or
And
in the bathroom
the early
tunnel
call
area.
is depending on how many
Additional
times there
announcements
is
will be
a
made when the weather has improved. Thank you.
lightning strike. And the clock sets 30 minutes. So look back in about 25 minutes or so, depending on how many more strikes there is. But for right now, we are moving into a weather delay. We'll take a break with Hoffenheim leading 1-0 on top of Real Salt Lake here in the MLS Next Pro Invitational. Well, hello and welcome back to Zions Bank Stadium here in Harriman, Utah. Unfortunately, because of the weather and the amount of time that has elapsed, the rest of this match has been canceled. So Hoffenheim with the win, 1-0 on top of Real Monarchs. That will be the final, and Hoffenheim will take the win. Real Monarchs will not have a chance to defeat European opposition for the second time in this MLS Next Pro Invitational. And our Adidas man of the match will be Adam Mulele. And his penalty was the difference here in this match. And he scored it so calmly, so coolly. And he is our Adidas man of the match for Hoffenheim. Adam Mulele with the penalty and the difference here in this match. Well, thank you so much for tuning in with us for our entire MLS Next Pro broadcast crew. I'm James Hadnot. Once again, the final score, Hoffenheim 1, Real Monarchs 0. Don't forget, you can watch MLS Next Pro all season long at MLS Season Pass on Apple TV and MLSNextPro.com. Have a blessed evening.
This copyrighted broadcast of MLS Next Pro may not be retransmitted, reproduced, or rebroadcasted without the express written consent of Major League Soccer.